Somebody would tell me. Okay,
There
we
you
are
go.
recording. Woohoo! So I had some announcements. Let me make the announcements first. I wrote them down because I did a lot. I did a lot today. I have to say, I'm very proud of myself. I had a very productive day. Team call tonight. Okay, so couple things I want to share with you guys. First of all, shout out to all the Success Club people from January. You guys killed it. I'm so happy for you. You guys, I hope that you know to look in Team Inspire. I post a graphic with all of the top SE earners all the way through to people that helped one person per month, but everybody's recognized for their efforts. So congratulations. You guys are killing it, helping people change their lives every day. Don't underestimate the power that you have. All of you guys are here because somebody else was posting and wasn't afraid to get out of their comfort zone to help other people and change their lives. So don't be selfish and not share. Be selfless and share, because we all have the tools that can change people's lives. We know that, right? I mean, I can, with two hands up, tell you my life is significantly changed because of this business, because of this meal plan, because of these workouts. And it's something that I will never not share because that would be shitty. Okay, so there's that. I want to share the book I'm reading right now, and I don't know if it's, I mean, I feel like it's, I don't know, is it for everybody? It's called The F Word Leadership by Josh Coates. I curse a lot. I don't know some of your faces, so I don't want to curse at you. But I love this book. It's definitely for people that are looking to grow their team. It's not necessarily for like brand new coaches that are just starting out. But if you're someone that's been doing it for a little bit and maybe you're struggling with growing a team, attracting the right coaches, definitely pick up this book. It's a super quick read. There's so many like golden nuggets in there. I love it. I'm like breezing through it. So F Leadership by Josh Coates, if you guys are looking to build your team and make this like a serious income type of business. That's the type of person that this book is for. So I just want to put that out there. Team Cup, you guys, is this month. Hopefully all of you guys are registered for one of the teams. This is recorded. I'll post it tonight or tomorrow morning in the team page so that whoever isn't able to be on right now, if you guys have teammates that aren't able to be on, you can tag them in it. So Team Cup, I want to give updates for you guys that may have missed any of the updates that came from corporate. We have everybody got 3 $10 off promo codes. If you use them by February 14th, you'll get 3 more for challenge packs. So try and get rid of those 3 promo codes, because if you can, you'll get refreshed for February 14th. Then you have another half of the month that you can give away $10 off 3 more. So there's something. Another thing that hopefully you guys didn't miss, but maybe you did, and it's a definite selling point, and it's the way I've been following up with everybody from the past few months, is by telling them that there's a sale, there's like a deal running now where they get free pumpkin shakes with the package that we discussed. That's like the way I've been wording it. Don't use challenge pack because they don't know what that means, and that's like very like Beachbody lingo that people outside of our world are like, what does that mean? So the way I follow up is like, hey, that package, hey, just FYI, there's a deal now that you get free pumpkin shakes with that package we discussed. If you want in, let me know and I'll get you the deal. That's it. Very simple. That gives you a reason to follow up with them. That, like, if you felt weird about it, now you have a reason that's actually helpful for them, because they can now get free shakes with their package. And then if they are like, well, if I'm already getting shakes, why am I getting free? They can get it with Energize and Recover, and then the 14 pumpkin shakes for free. So they can get Energize, Recover, their meal plan, their workouts. They can unlock a bar blend or whatever, and then get the pumpkin shakes for free. So that's until they run out. So there'll definitely be big announcements before they run out. So you won't be able to like make that promise and then not fulfill it. And you'll see it when you do share a cart, because it automatically shows up in the cart. It'll show you the 14. It'll show you pumpkin for free. So you'll know. What else? $10 code. I think that's everything. Well, okay. So Liz is going to, let's talk about the New Leader Conference and what it is, because I know a lot of you guys don't know. So there are different conferences that corporate sponsors. And you guys, I know a lot of you have probably been to, I don't know if a lot of you, but some of you have definitely been to Summit, which is a completely different experience than these that you have to be invited to. So Summit, you go to, you kind of like pay your own way. You buy your ticket. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love it. And I hope that everyone on this call is going. And if you aren't, I hope that you now are after this call, because it's really, I swear to God, it's like really good. It's really fun. You'll learn so much. We'll have so much fun together. It's in New Orleans. They have beignets there, and it's fun. So fun. So anyway, we already did this all together. Not everybody on this call, but we have been there for Summit, and it was by far my favorite Summit, and I'm so excited to go back. So soon we'll start harassing you guys about definitely coming so we can arrange hotel rooms and plan group events and all that fun stuff. But so keep that in mind. It's in July. I don't know the exact dates right now, but buy your ticket. The thing with this is you buy your own ticket, you show up, and you get to do the workouts with the trainers. It's super fun. You get to go to like the conferences where they teach you different things based on your level of coaching when you get into it. And it's awesome. But when you're invited to these other events, you have to earn your spot to them. So the first one that you could be invited to is called the New Leader Conference. You have to be 1-star diamond, and you have to have a certain number of leadership points also, right?
Well, no, you have to have a certain number of leadership points to get the free hotel room.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're if you hit 1-star diamond and you hold it for 6 weeks, you're invited regardless of your leadership points. But you can get a free hotel room if you have a certain number of leadership points.
Okay. So when you hit 1-star diamond, meaning you have one coach under you that's also a diamond, that's great because you're really growing your business. And so that's a very big like step in your business. And B, you get invited to this conference, which is like the first conference you get to go to where you really see how they like pamper you. So you can earn your free hotel room. And if you're 1-star, I feel like you just earn it. Like it's easy. Like if you get to 1-star, those leadership points are like, you get them. Like I never had to pay for a hotel room in any of these events. So you can earn your free hotel room, and you can also earn cash. Do they still do that? No. Okay. You can't earn cash anymore. You used to be able to earn your flight, like $350 worth.
Oh, they didn't do that.
So then when you're at this event, it's so different from Summit because first of all, it's completely tailored to your level of coaching, like exactly where you are in your business. It's specific to you. It's so much smaller. Like Summit's like 20,000 people, and this is like 400 people. So think about that. You get to do the same things in smaller groups, like work out with the trainers. You get to do the workouts that aren't even out yet. So Liz is going to tell us she got to do 10 rounds, which is coming out in March. If you guys don't know about it, that's Joel's new program. It's coming out March 16th, I think. It's a boxing program, also with weights, 30 to 40 minutes a day, 5 days a week. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited for that. After bar, it's not even funny. Like I need this change big time. And you get like the meals are included. Like you get to go to a cocktail party. You're there with you're hobnobbing with the trainers and with the high-end people in corporate. Like you get to talk with them and cheers with them. And it's just a different level of being like respected in the business. So it's a really big milestone. So yay for Liz Miller for making it. That was on her vision board. That was one of her goals, and she made it happen. If you guys are growing your business, that should definitely be one of your goals. And then the next step after that is called leadership, just leadership. So this is New Leader Conference. The next one's called the Leadership Retreat. And that's when you hit 5-star. And that's, again, it's very similar idea, but now it's geared towards when you have a bigger team and those coaches at that level. So it's more geared towards that. But again, everything's paid for. It's at Scottsdale again, 2 years in a row. It was awesome. You get treated like next level. Like all the food's included, free drinks, hotel, all of the trainings and the workouts. Everything is like tailored to you, and it's awesome. You guys would love it. All the food has like colored containers on it. Did you guys have that? Where it's like, This is like a Fix8 cookie. Like it's all made from like 2B Mindset and Fix8 recipes. It's awesome. It's so, so awesome. So when you're at these events, you also get like info that other people don't get. So lucky for us, we have Liz to share with us all of her favorite stuff that she took away from that. And then also we'll hopefully have quick time for Q&A after. So first, let's take a picture. Everybody smile.
Wait, hold on. I gotta fix my hair.
Okay, fix your hair and then smile. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
One,
it's as good as it's getting right now.
Cool. Did I get it? I didn't. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm going to switch to speaker view, so it's going to be just you.
Oh God. Okay. I told Melissa, I was like, how is this real life that I'm speaking on this call right now? I have to start this off with a huge, huge, huge shout out to my girls, my Empower Empire, my ladies. This would not have been possible without you guys. I wouldn't have gotten there if you guys didn't believe in me, if you guys didn't trust me, and if you guys weren't my ride or dies. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are all amazing. And without Melissa and Lindsay and the leaders on Team Inspire, I mean, anytime I need anything, you guys are like, yep, we got you. So, and of course, Nicole for getting me into this business in the first place. So, um, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay. So, first of all, the overall, like Melissa's right, like this was a conference that is very much tailored to where you are in your business. These are all 1-star and above diamonds. These are all people who have worked to get there, who have goals, who have teams. And not only do you get to hear from corporate, but I really believe in like the power of proximity. And if you're surrounding yourself with people like this, you just leave with like this fire under you. Like I literally have chills right now just thinking of like the masterminds and like the lunches, and like we would literally sit at lunch and be talking about like how we run our challenge groups and just bouncing ideas off of each other. So having that atmosphere is awesome. We also staying at the Intercontinental downtown LA was sweet. So anyway, so there's a couple takeaways that I have, and I'm one of those people who I like sit there and I hear all of the things and I want to do all of the things. So it was a really big challenge for me to sit on the plane and be like, okay, these are the 1 to 2 things that I'm going to implement in my business, because when you're not focused and you're doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, you're getting a little bit of this, a little bit of that results. So the one thing that, so the speakers that spoke to us were Melanie Mitro, who, if you've been around for any length of time and you haven't been living under a rock, no offense if you haven't heard of her, but she is, she was a 4-time top coach. She was dethroned by Ashley Molstad last year. She's just like a boss. Like there's no other way to describe her. Like when she talks, you listen. Like it's just, she spoke, she finished 4 in the network last year. We also heard from Kelsey Hill, who is 23, pregnant, and the number 10 coach in the network. So any excuse that you have is no. Like she is like awesome. So, and then we also heard from Sammy Glonick, who was number 15. So we heard from the 15, the 10, and the number 4 coach in the network, both days. It was a 2-day conference. So we heard from them both days. The biggest takeaways I got from each of them, and they said 1 to 2. I live outside the lines. I'm going with 3. Kelsey was track everything. And one of my biggest weaknesses in this business is I don't track the negative. So I don't track the no's. I don't track, my like Instagram insights, which if you don't have an Instagram content or business page, you're not going to get insights. But if you do, you should be looking at the insights in your posts every single week and seeing how they're doing and what's working and what's not. Because if you don't know what's not working, you don't know what is working. So just kind of looking at that every single week. Tracking the number of invites that you're sending, tracking the number of notes, just tracking everything. It comes down to like the 2B mindset. I mean, Lift 4, I don't know anybody who's done that program, but I've done it a couple of times. And if you're not tracking your weights, you don't know how much further you're coming, right? So just tracking everything in this business, invites, no's, your social media posts, your call to actions, your stories, what you're putting in your stories, what you're saying, like all of the things. So one of my goals for the rest of February and 2020 is to sit down every Sunday. This has been a goal of mine for a really long time, but I'm actually going to do it, is sit down every Sunday and reflect and look back on the week and what went right and what went wrong. And that's the biggest thing for me, is like what went wrong. Because, if something negative happens, you don't want to like, you're just like, okay, that happened. Bye. See you later. Like, you don't want to like actually dive into that. But as Kelsey said, if you're not tracking your business, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So tracking everything is really important. That's definitely something that I'm going to do. Thankfully, we work for an amazing company that gives us the Success Club system tracker. It gives us all of these tools that we have. We just have to implement them. And then, so Melanie also got up and she spoke about, oh, sorry, rewind. I did post Kelsey Hill's Instagram growth and engagement presentation. I don't know if I was supposed to actually do that, but I did it. So it's in the team page. Please don't share it outside of the team page because I could probably get in trouble for that. But I just recorded it. Like I wasn't like being shady about it. I sat there with my phone like this the whole time and recorded it. So, I mean, I wasn't whatever, but so that's in Team Inspire. So if you guys go and you search for that, it's about 20 minutes long. And she talks all about how she grew her Instagram from 0 to 129,000 followers. So go check her out. Check out if you're looking to grow your Instagram, which I know I get a lot of questions about that. Go check out her presentation. Melanie talked about planning. So we're talking tracking and planning. Melanie has done a lot of podcasts and a lot of YouTube videos around how she plans her month, how she plans her marketing strategy. I don't know why, but this last weekend, it just clicked with me. Like it was probably like the 10th time I've heard it, but it clicked. So she sits down at the beginning of the month, and I'm sure she does it like I'm sure she's doing it now for March, but you sit down and you take a sheet of paper and you draw a line down the middle. And you put your goals on one side and you put what you have to do to get there on the other side. And then, so let's say your goal is SC6. So how many invites a day are you sending? What do your invites look like? What are you inviting to? And then also she says that she puts her groups into her calendar. So if your goal is Success Club and if your goal is to recruit a certain number of coaches to your team, put your sneak peeks and put your challenge group start dates onto your calendar and then rewind back 7 to 10 days. And that's when your call to actions start for that. So like, I know I'm guilty of this where I'm like, oh, I'm doing a sneak peek and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I want to talk about all of the things. And if you're confusing your audience if you do that. Whereas if you're just speaking about a challenge group and that's what your call to actions are for, then people are like, okay, this is what I'm responding to, as opposed to like, wait, is this coaching? Is this challenge? Is this a fit crew or is this a boot camp? Like, what is it? Don't say challenge groups in your post because like Melissa said earlier, it's a Beachbody thing. Say like accountability group or like I call mine my fit crew, whatever works for your brand. So that was something that really clicked with me, especially doing like the notebook thing. Like, this is your goal. This is what you have to do to get there. You have all of these trainings, all of these resources in the coach office. So if your goal is something and you're like, I have no idea what I have to do to get there, go look in the trainings because there's a ton of trainings on there and you can figure out what actually needs to be done, or post in Team Inspire, or talk to your upline. But those training videos in the coach office are really awesome. And then she also talked about free groups and freemiums, like always adding value, always adding, content to your marketing. And she did say, only do these, like she's not selling 10 rounds right now because you can't. There's no, like, you can still talk about it. Like I'm talking about it in my challenge groups right now. I'll talk about it in my stories next week because I want my challenge groups to have like the like VIP feel. But you can still talk about it, but you can't do a call to action to it because nobody can buy it yet. But you can be talking about Bar Blend. You can be talking about Core to Force. You can be talking about Lift 4. You can be talking about all of those things to get you ready for that. And then those freemiums, she said, make sure that you're doing them if you can allow for it. So if you're somebody who's struggling to hit Success Club and you're somebody who's struggling to get new coaches on your team, then maybe a free group isn't necessarily where your time should be going. But if you do need to build your funnel and get all of that going, then maybe like a 5-day free group at the end of the month or something like that is where you can get that up and running. And then, so Sammy Glanick also spoke to us about her challenge groups. So she's somebody who she's like super successful at this business, but she shared how when she was walking the stage at Summit for the first time, which if you're a 1-star or above, you walk the stage at Summit. She said she walked, and we never hear about this, right? But she said that she walked the stage, she gets back to her hotel room, and she checks her email, and the one diamond that she was walking for canceled. Didn't message her, didn't like nothing, just canceled, and she got an email. And she was just like, what the F? Like, I'm here. Like, she said she felt like the biggest fraud, and she just wasn't into it. Like, she just was. And she said, I had a choice. I had a decision to make at that time. So she decided to make things fun again and start having fun with the business. So, and Melanie talked about this too, like think about like what your slight edge is with your groups. What is your shtick on your groups? Maybe it's, for me, like I geek out over nutrition and like clean sheets and like little like desserts and stuff like that. I'm also a runner, so I can help runners, train for their races by doing Beachbody programs and things like that. So think about what differentiates you from the other coaches on this call and their challenge groups. And then Sammy said that she does like weekly challenges for her group. So I know a lot of us, sometimes we hear about daily challenges. I really liked the weekly ones because I was like, ooh, that seems like a little bit less back end work. Like you still do like the weekly check-ins and things like that, but it's just, she has like, this is what's going on in my Fit Crew this week. She did like 100 water bottles challenge that she shared about. So you team up within your group, and whoever gets to 100 water bottles first, like wins a pack of Hydrate or something like that. And then she talked about how she sends out weekly boot camp emails to her boot campers. So you have their email addresses, you already have, but she sends out like weekly newsletters to them. And in those newsletters, she reminds them that she wants their weekly updated stats. So their weekly measurements and their weekly weigh-ins, which I thought was really cool because it's kind of like an extra level of accountability. So those were like my main takeaways from the speaker. Oh, and then so you also hear from corporate. So outside of like those coaches, we heard from like Kevin Shaw, we heard from just like about all the different like corporate mentors, which was really cool. And Kevin Shaw is just like a really funny guy. So he gave this amazing speech, and we all had these little magnets. Mine's upstairs because real life right here. I still haven't unpacked. So my magnet is still in my suitcase upstairs. But it was this magnet, it's probably about this big, and it says, don't be casual. So Kevin Shaw runs a diamond group. So anybody who's diamond pushing for 1-star, you can be in this group. And he said in that group, he asks everybody what their grade would be for 2019. Like what would you grade yourself on your business? And he said the most common response was about a B. Everybody graded themselves around a B for, invites and production and getting to their goals and all of that stuff. And he was like, that's great. A B business is not going to give you an A result. So he said, stop being casual. If you're giving yourself a B, you're being casual with your business. Stop being casual. And he made a really good reference where if you are like, you want to be the brand that somebody trusts, and you get to be that brand by posting on social media every day, sharing your journey and going with the ins and outs of it, and just really being open for business every single day, your stories, your social media, all of that. If you are looking for like a new makeup brush, like you have a brand that you go to because you trust that brand. You trust that their makeup is going to last. You trust, or like a hair care or whatever, you trust them, right? You want to be that brand for your prospective clients. Also, if you're not trying to have a kid, you're not going to the dollar store and buying dollar store condoms. So don't be a dollar store condom. With that, that's how I'm going to. But those are really like the main takeaways that I had. They went over compensation, they went over volume, which was kind of awesome because that's another struggle that I don't really know. But yeah, those were like the main takeaways. But it was
funny
by far the best conference.
When I went to this, so this event you are only invited to once in your life. Like
Yes.
once you hit 1 star, you're invited to it, then you're never invited again. At that point, you are now supposed to be working toward the leadership retreat, which that is annual. That's every single year in October. When I went to the New Leader Conference, it was my first year or two of coaching, and it was the first New Leader Conference that they ever made. It was the first one they ever had. And Melanie spoke at my conference, and she literally had like the same exact speech. And it was not like the 10th time I heard it. At that point, it was the first time I ever heard it. And it was like a major, serious wake up call for me. And that was when I went home on the airplane, and I was like, and that's the same thing. You guys are going to notice if you go to any of these events, there is so many takeaways, and you have to just focus on the things that you think are really going to move your business forward, and like the places where you struggle or the places that you can use help. That's where you need to focus, because if you like look at everything you learned, your like head will explode. And like literally these events, they make and break people. Like people come home and they skyrocket and they make it to leadership, or they just like fall flat on their face because they're like paralyzed with overload. So like often now they'll like coaches or corporate will before these events invite you to like pre-events explaining like how to plan to not get overwhelmed, because it is very, very easy to do that. But one of the things that I got, also the same exact thing that definitely grew my business, because that same year that I went to the New Leader Conference, I made it to leadership. Same year. So I went from 1 star to 5 star within that month. Those few months was the first ever coach info session or sneak peek or whatever you want to call it, I scheduled on my airplane home from that conference. Like I literally was in the air and I was like scared out of my mind. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk about. Like on this, I have no idea if people are going to show up. I don't know anything, but I know I have to do it. And I like put it in the calendar and I marketed it. And then every month from there on out, I had one scheduled. And it's like, that is a really important part of your business, is having those on the calendar every month and working backwards. Like the way I do it is similar to what you said, and I don't necessarily do it in terms of like specific goals and working backwards, which is a great idea. But I do the same thing where I open the calendar and I'm like, okay, March, these are the dates. This week, you know, I'm focusing on like filling my challenge group. Then this is the date that's going to be my sneak peek. So, you know, leading up to that date, my posts are going to focus specifically on coaching, and you work your way, you know, that way. So it definitely helps you like with your focus on what you're saying in your posts. It helps you make your audience less confused, like understand what you're talking to them about, and it'll help you to like plan out your whole month and save you a lot of time if you sit down and do that. So think about that. And you're also, when you're doing that, like for instance in March and almost every month, there's usually something that you need to know about that's like from corporate. So for instance, in March, you're going to have the launch of 10 rounds. So that's going to be something that's going to be on your calendar. 10 rounds comes out on, I'm saying March 16th. I don't know. You guys.
It is March 16th. So that's right. I was supposed to talk about that too.
Oh, yes,
I'm sorry.
you are. Talk about that.
So 10 rounds, first of all, so mistake number one, I didn't drink my Recover right afterwards, which was dumb. So if you are planning on doing 10 rounds, I came off of the work. I work out every single day. I run miles at a time. Like I ran a half marathon. Like I am in shape. I am not somebody who's like not in shape. Okay. My shoulders have not been that sore since my first round of Core de Force in 2000. When was that? 2016? When Core de Force came out? I don't remember. But anyway, I think it was 2016 because that's when I started coaching. My shoulders have never been so sore. And you're just punching air. You're not like, there's no bag, nothing. But so I don't know. It's just the way that like the speed he has you going. So this is the breakdown of 10 rounds. It's from what I envision it as, it's going to be like a mix of Core de Force and Lift 4. What you do is you do like boxing, and it's just boxing. There's no leg work when you're doing it. It's not like Core de Force, like you're doing kicks and stuff like that. It's literally just you're throwing punches. So he says it's like he has like numbers he calls out. He's like 1, 2, and he walks you through all of it. So you're doing like crosses and jabs and hooks and all of that stuff. And then you do that for guess you probably do it for about 3 minutes. And then you go into a cardio blast. So for us, he had us squat and like walk forward 4, walk backward 4, and you just do that for a minute. Sounds easy. Try doing it for a minute with Joel. It's not easy.
Yeah.
He just took us through that. He said we did 8 rounds, and we were literally so sore. And then after that, we went straight into a workout with Elise, which if you guys aren't doing bar blend, I was not somebody who was excited about bar blend. I was not excited about bar blend until I got my 3-week booty results, because now I have a booty. But she is the exact same person that she is in that video. She is that person in real life. Like, she is just this like light, and she's just so excited about everything. And I just love her, and I just want to carry her around, put her in my pocket and carry her around with me. And she's not little. She's like, I'm 5'9". She's like my height. But I still just want to bring her everywhere with me because she's so much fun. And Melissa was saying too, like, you go to these cocktails. The very first night, I walked into a party with Joel and Elise. Like, just walking down the hallway, like, we happened to get off the elevator at the same time, and I was like, yeah, no big. If you guys watch my stories, I was like, yeah, no big deal, just walking into a party with Joel and Elise. Like, what? And then they just stood, hung out with us the whole time. We were having drinks, and Elise and I did a boomerang cheersing our wine. Like, it was surreal. But anyway, back to 10 rounds. So you do that, and then you have 2 days of weightlifting. So he's going to get you into like the weightlifting, which if you're somebody who's like, I don't want to get bulky, I weigh 127 pounds. You're good. You're not going to get bulky. It's fine. You're going to get lean. Your metabolism is going to go straight up. I didn't think I would ever love weightlifting, and Lift 4 is like my jam. I love that program. But so it's going to be really, really fun. And Joel is just awesome because he's real. He's just real. Like, he literally posted a picture on Instagram with him in a bathtub with the pizza on his lap. Like, what? So it comes out for coaches on March 16th. So anybody who's interested in it, if they are not a coach yet, get them signed up as a coach, and they will have access to it on March 16th. You're going to get the first week of the workouts. They're going to stay this time. They're not going to take them out like they've been doing in the past.
Yeah.
And then every week thereafter, you're going to get the next week of workouts. So you could have 3 weeks of results before the program's even released.
Because the real release is April 6th, I think.
The real release, the VIP release is
right.
April 6th.
The VIP,
and
people have to pay to unlock it, but they don't have to be a coach.
They don't have to be a coach.
So March 16th is specific for coaches. April 6th is they pay to unlock it, but anybody, so clients. And
anybody.
Like October or something?
October is when it comes into the library. Yep.
So people don't want to pay, then in October it'll just show
October
up.
it'll be.
Right, and it'll be
And I'm telling you guys, everybody needs Recover for it. Like, I'm not just saying that to like try to like up like sell and like all like I don't think I really get volume from anybody here. So it's not that. It's literally like, you need Recover. It's not even a thing. Like, you need Recover.
That's good because I love Recover. Like, now I don't have it with Bar, and I am sad. When I see Daniel having it every day with Lift, I'm like, I miss.
Oh, I still
Recover.
drink it with Bar. After booty day?
I haven't been sore from it.
Oh, you're crazy. My butt is like.
I'm not sore at all.
I
do love it, but I need more variety.
There's one other thing.
Week.
BOD groups. Caroline Green talked to us about BOD groups. I don't know if you guys went to your Super Sunday, but I am beyond excited for them. They're amazing. So what it is if you're not running your groups in the My Challenge Tracker app, you might want to consider moving over to them. Simply because what's going to happen is when you get a new customer and they go to like teambeachbody.com, they're going to see like, this is your coach. This is your coach's story. This is the groups that your coach is running. Do you want to contact your coach? Like, they're going to see all of that in BOD groups. Plus, you're going to be able to have, let me look at my notes so I'm not speaking out of, I'm not like lying to you guys because I don't want to lie to you. But they're going to have some type of share, like ShareCart's going to talk to BOD groups. So like if you're checking in with a challenger and they're like, oh my gosh, my sweet tooth, blah, 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 blah. You're like, oh, have you tried the beach bars yet? And they're like, no. You're like, here you go. Like it's just going to make it much more streamlined when you're checking in with your challengers and when you're checking in with your customers, because you're going to be able to have the share cart right from there. But you're going to have access to testimonials. You're going to have the challenge group guides. So I know a lot of times, like as new coaches, it's like, oh my, I can't run my own group. I don't know what to post. Yeah. Those challenge group guides, challenge group guides are there for you to use as a stepping stone. So you know what to post in your group. So you know what to like help people with ultimately. Yeah. I always like, whenever I do use them, I always change them up a little bit because they do sound a little corporate-y, but, and then, oh, and then you'll also be able to see, for those of us with like larger teams, you'll be able to see your personally sponsored coaches that are running groups. So if you have, like I said, a larger team and you have coaches that are running groups, you'll be able to see like who's running a group. And I don't know if you'll be able to see what they're doing, but the whole point of this is if you have a new customer, basically with these bot groups, you want to be an Emerald coach hitting Success Club. And here's why. If you're an Emerald coach and you're hitting Success Club, you get free leads. You get people who come into your coach office who you've never talked to before, who are literally just scrolling Instagram or just scrolling Facebook or sitting at home watching an infomercial, and they signed up for something through Beachbody. Yep. They will then sign into their site. They will see your coach, Melissa Pipitone, and she is running a 10 rounds group, and they can be like, oh, what's that? And then you automatically get into contact with them. And then I've had free leads, you guys, after a couple months or after a couple weeks or even next day, buy a challenge pack because they didn't know that that was an option. Yeah. I've had leads turn into discount coaches.
Me too.
So they're not something to be discounted. I mean, I've definitely had free leads tell me to F off. So there's that too. Like there's two sides to the coin, but you know, they're definitely, it's basically free money. So if you're an Emerald coach, start hitting Success Club now. Start in February. So you know, you get into that groove, you get into that habit of helping 3 to 5 people a month, getting those leads. Because if you're an Emerald coach and you hit Success Club 10, you get paid leads. So you get free money. So anybody who orders Shakeology and they just order it, you get that commission, which is kind of awesome. So get into that habit now. So that way, when May comes, you're like, oh, I got this. Like you have that confidence from hitting Success Club for the last few months. Yep. So number one, get yourself to Emerald and don't BS your way through it. Emerald is a decision. Nicole will tell you, I was the last person in the world who wanted to sign up my spouse. I was like, it's cheating. It's not, I don't know. And yeah, now he's a diamond coach. So there's that. But sign up your spouse, sign up your parents, sign up your child if they're over the age of 18, all people I have in my downline somewhere. So it's doing what you got to do to get to the next level. And what was I going to say? Yeah. So make sure Emerald is a decision. That's what it is. It's literally a decision to get 2 people that signed up the exact same way you signed up. That's it. The end.
It's literally just like with so many people, the way that they do it is when they get the person that says like, when the person says like, yeah, I'm ready for the link, they'll say, okay, I'm going to send it to you as a coach so you can get the discount that I've gotten and that I get on my shakes and on all the products moving forward. And the person's like, awesome, I want the discount. The end, now you have a coach. Like, that's how easy it is. It's all about like the way that you word it and phrase it. And the bottom line is they get a discount on their product. So it's like you're like, people look at it as like they're doing you a favor, but really you're doing them a favor. Like they're getting a discount, right? Like if it's your friend or family, like wouldn't you want them to get a discount? So yeah. That's all it is. So like, think of it that way when you're having that conversation. Like, oh, like when I talk, like, since you're my friend or my whoever, I'm going to give you the discount that I get. You're going to sign up. Like the link that I sent is as a coach. So when you do your share card, instead of customer, you just click the coach checkbox. You know, there's like coach or customer. and then they get everything the same, but it'll be them signing up as a coach. And then of course, and you can say, and I always say this too, like if I do that wording, if I send it like that, I'll always say like, and if you ever want to make it a business, we can do that too. Because I don't want to like just rule that out off the bat. Like maybe and it's always good to plant the seed like anyway, because like when they start doing well, they already kind of like have that in the back of their head because you said that to them, you know? So it is truly a decision to become Emerald. All it is saying I'm going to do it and then doing it. Like it's that easy. So I think, does anybody have any specific questions for Liz Miller? Yes, you can just unmute, Rachel.
Rachel's like, pick me. I love
it. I actually have a question. It's because of what you just brought up. So of like with transitioning customers to coaching, because that's what I've been signed up as a coach. And
girl, same.
Yeah, right. Like a lot of us are. And so then what is the SOP or like how do you do that transfer people? Because I signed people up as a coach to start, but like now that they're a client, how do you actually get them to be a coach? Like what do you do?
So you just literally say to them like, and I'll say this like before their shake ship, or especially if they're going to unlock something, that's like the perfect time. So if they're going to unlock this new program, 10 rounds say, and you guys get excited about it, like the more you're excited about it, especially you guys that love Quarter Force, like, and you love Lift, like this is your program. Like, this is your program. It's my program too, because I love those. Lift is my number one favorite. I will never ever not like Lift the most. Like I find that Lift for sure gets you the best results. I will always stand by that. Period, end of story. But get the more excitement you have about it, be like, we're running this group and it's going to be fucking awesome. So like you want to unlock it. So when you have someone that wants to unlock it, say to them, you're already getting shakes. If you, or if they're going to get Energize and Recover, because they need that with this program, say you're unlocking it, you're getting Energize and Recover, sign up as a coach so that you'll get a discount on your shakes, your Energize and Recover for the next, forever. And then when they sign up with that package, they don't have to pay the $39 registration fee. Because if they sign up with nothing, if they're like, okay, I'm going to sign up as a coach, they pay $39.
Okay.
But they can get it refunded if they originally signed up with a challenge pack.
Oh, okay.
So you can say like,
that's how you do it. So you sign them up, like you send them a share cart just for a coach, and it charges them $40.
Yeah.
But then if they ever signed up with a challenge pack at any point in their life,
that
as long as they have the original order number, that $40 gets refunded.
And then they have to like submit for that refund. Then we use that order number.
Like a one page. You can do it. It's literally a one page online send. And then they get money back in like 2 business days. So you can transfer people if they're getting shakes regularly. Or if they're ever getting another challenge pack or a completion pack, any unlock is like the perfect time, because if they're doing it that way, they don't even lay out the 39. When you send them the share card, you just press coach and it goes automatic, and then that's it.
Yep.
So I've got some people that I'd like to transition. So that's handy. And then, so another question just before other people have questions regarding that. So like, if you, like, to your point of like, hey, here's the way I get it for a cheaper price, it's a coach. So how do you handle though that like they will get a $15.95, fee every month plus like the $90 for the shake?
So I tell them that they still save money every single month, because 99 plus 15 is less than $129.95.
Yes.
So I tell them even with the fee, you're still spending money, you're still saving money.
Yep.
And the shakes can be delayed or canceled at any time for no penalty. So if you don't want to spend the $99 every single month, whatever. And then third piece is I always run new coach mentorship, so I can help you earn your shakes for free. If you have 3 to 5 people that that would also benefit from this, we can help you recoup some of that money as well.
Yeah, I guess my question is more of like just an initial pitch to them of like, hey, I can sign you up for the discounted way that I get it, and then most likely are they going to ask? Like, what do you find? Do you find that they ask?
I always say like they'll save $20 on shakes no matter, like with the $15 and they still save $20 on shakes. So I just say like you'll save $20 a month on shakes and then 25% off anything else that you order. And then I don't even mention the $15 or $16 because that's kind of in and it still saves the 20.
Yep.
So like if I said you're saving 35, I'd be lying because they do get the $15 fee.
Right.
So I say you save 20. And then if they ask, hey, what's this fee? I'll say that's the fee, but that was factored in when I told you still save 20 because the shakes are only 90, whatever.
Got it. Okay. That's what I was wondering if you were, because that's what I've said to Ford people was that like, hey, you're going to save $25 whatever a month. But like, I didn't know if you like share with them like initially.
No, and a lot of the times, like so many of us now like get bars, shakes, Energize, like all those things. So the savings like adds up a lot when you're getting multiple things a month. Like, I get 3 boxes of bars every month. I get Energize, I get Recover, I get 2 Energizes actually. I get 1 Recover because my husband, even though I haven't been using it these while, he is. And I get 2 boxes of shakes every month. So like I probably save like $300 a month and I'm paying, 15.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. I'm done. Thanks.
Anybody else have any questions before we, yes, Courtney.
Because you just said it. The one person that I've signed up so far, she had done Beachbody in the past. And she said, she automatically started with the, I'm almost positive I'm going to fall off on the shakes because they're not my favorite thing. So, I started saying, but it's really the healthiest thing that you can do. And, just make it a habit. And so I'm staying on her about that. But if I try to convert her to a coach, that it can be the shakes or Energize and Recover, right?
Or bars.
Be able
Everything.
to get that. So to be a coach, isn't that part of being a coach? You have to have something on auto
ship. To be an active coach, you need to either have volume. So if she's not selling, which not yet, she needs to have something on auto.
Okay. Because I think she stopped drinking coffee also because she was having issues with her stomach for that. So I think I might be able to get her with the Energize.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll be more sensitive.
And I try and I get lots of people with that are like, oh, I'm not going to want the shakes. I'll just do it for 30 days because it's like free with the package or whatever. And I'm like, do you love like vegetables? Like, is that your favorite thing to eat all day? No, but like you do it because it's good for your body.
Right.
And I'm like, listen, shakes, I love them. Like I've been drinking them for years, and whether or not I love them when I first started, I don't even remember. But the benefits you get from it far outweigh you don't like the taste. It's like to me that's such a retarded, like childish like answer. Like, oh, I don't like the taste. Like I'm not gonna have it. Like, okay, so then do you only eat like chocolate chip cookies your whole life? Like, what?
Why
like,
they're
not,
here?
everything's not based on the taste. Like I take my shakes with me to Paris. I took them with me to London. I took them with me to every vacation, every island, every place I've been, because to me, getting those nutrients is a non-negotiable. I don't care what there is around. I don't care if it's free. I don't care if it's in front of me. I will never skip a day because my body needs that to work the right way and to maintain all of the hard work that I put into it. Whether or not it's the most delicious thing I have all day is not even like in the top 10 thoughts in my head. It's like, this is what I need for my body. I don't want to work out every day either, but it's like, that's what I need to do for my body to be at where I want it, So it's like, but I get it. I definitely have.
I think that's just the easiest go-to. I don't like how they taste at first. I mean,
and it's also people that come from eating only things they like how they taste.
Right. So I mean, I had mine blended for the first month and a half, and then I just started drinking them with water. Because the first time I drank it with water, I was like, I don't know about this.
I still can't do that. I still like when I travel and I drink them with water, I'm like, I can't. Like, I look forward to my blended shakes when I get home.
I do. I have actually lately started blending them, and I love them. I forget how great they are like that.
It is good.
Morning, I'm like shake, chug, and go. Like I don't even have a minute.
Total side note, but I love when people are like, oh, I tried the shakes, they're not for me. I'm like, oh, you did? Like, how did you? I'm like, oh, just curious. Like, how did you make them? What did you try? And they're like, oh, I just made it with water and ice, and I had vanilla. I'm like, no shit, you didn't like it. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, that's
like,
horrible.
There's literally not one person on the planet that likes vanilla with water and ice.
No.
No.
No, that's like vomit. Really.
Yeah. Like when I shake mine, I do almond milk and coffee with the vanilla. But
I just if I have PB2 with any of them with water, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I have PB2. So if I'm traveling and I know that it's just going to be water, I'll just put like in the shaker cup like PB2, the shakes, and I'm good for the whole trip.
Oh, I buy almond, like by the carton of almond milk when I go away.
I don't mind. I'm like totally fine shaking it.
I'm with you, Melissa, too. I do the water in hotel
mind
rooms
it
all
at
the
all.
time. And I'm like,
No, the water I can't
And
do.
peppermint
Almond
and
milk,
pumpkin,
yes.
you definitely don't need to mix anything but water.
Oh,
So you
so
just
good.
those are like perfect to bring with you anywhere, and they're all in packets, so it's like perfect. Like
Right.
like 10 days, I packed 10 packets, and it's like.
Best thing
All right.
ever.
Does anybody have any other questions for Liz, or for me, or for anybody? Okay, so I hope you guys have big goals now set.
Who's coming to leadership with me in the fall?
Yes, leadership. I me. I'll be there with you. Don't worry.
I got
And it's so great.
I
What?
got my bracelet on. I'm gonna cut it off at leadership.
Oh, I love that. Yes, you'll love it. Leadership is like, if you thought like that event was great, but leadership is great too.
Yeah.
Really is great. So that one's great because it's your first. It's like special because it's like your first taste of what really is how like the company treats you. It's like just special. Anyway, I hope you guys all like take these notes and tips and tricks, and the same thing like we said, like not to get overwhelmed. Hopefully you took one or two things from Liz and what she said, and you can like run with it, whether it be planning out your month or how you're going to talk to people or becoming Emerald, whatever those things are that you think are going to help move your business forward, do it. Remember, power hours are the key. Consistency with power hours, that is the key. You have the recordings from Lindsay that are in our office, but we also have, if you don't want to do those or if you're bored of those, just go to Team Beachbody Coach 411 and there's endless. Literally type in power hour, action hour. Every top coach has them in there. You can watch anybody do it with their teams, like with the live, like they did lives in that group. So you can do it. And some of them are not as good. Some of them are awesome. And I like just take a gamble sometimes and try. Either way, they will help move your business forward, even if they're not awesome. But most of them are exactly an hour. So you can factor that time into your day and just do it. All right. And it's also great if you have a partner that you can say like, hey, let's do this together. Like I know for me, Laura McGurskin and I do it at 6:30 Monday through Friday, every single day, 6:30 a.m. So when you have someone you know is waiting, you will not do it. And I'm telling you, if she says to me like, I'm not coming, I do not do it at that time. Period. End of story. Like on Monday when you said I'm not doing it, it was thank God because I was sick. That day I happened to be sick, but I was still planning to get up and do it. So when she said it, I was like, that was from God because there was no way I could have done it. So when you know someone's waiting, it's really good if you have goals to like send a message and be like, hey, do you want to do this with me 3 days this week or 5 days this week or whatever? Let's set a time where we can do it together. And you do a Zoom just like this and you press play on your power hour and you just do it together and you grow your business. And all of a sudden you're making money and it's amazing. Okay? And helping people and changing lives and all those things. Have a great night. I'm so happy you guys were all here. Thanks, Liz Miller. I hope that we're having some of you guys share the New Leader Conference next year on this call, telling us all about what you learned in LA on your little spoiled trip that you get. All right, guys. Good night. I love you. See you soon.
yeah.